Welcome back, everybody. We're diving deep today into Adam Lambert's transformation.
Oh yeah, it's been everywhere.
It really has. We've got articles here about his weight loss, how people are reacting, even some guesses about how he did it.
It's really interesting though, right? That connection he's making between how he's changed physically and his mental well-being.
Definitely. And the fact that he's so open about using medication for both weight loss and his mental health.
Really sheds light on how connected those two things can be.
Absolutely. So to really get this, let's take a step back. I mean, think about it. Adam went from American Idol to rocking stadiums with Queen.
What a journey. Talk about pressure.
Right. And for a performer like Adam, with all that energy he brings to the stage, being fit physically and mentally is so important.
Oh, totally. And it seems like Mounjaro, the medication he's been using, has really made a difference for him.
Right. And for people who aren't familiar, these GLP-1 drugs basically mimic a hormone that helps you feel fuller and regulates your appetite.
So there's a real biological element to it. It's not just about willpower.
That's a great point. Sometimes we forget how much our biology affects us. But going back to Adam, he seems so genuinely happy with the results.
Yeah, you can tell.
He's talked about feeling more confident, his digestion being better, even cutting back on alcohol.
You can practically see the confidence radiating off of him during those Queen performances.
He's owning the stage even more now.
And it goes deeper than just how he feels. He said he's actually been able to wean off antidepressants because his mental health has improved so much after losing weight.
Wow, that's huge. It really highlights how our physical and mental health are so intertwined.
Yeah, for sure.
And what strikes me is just how honest he's being about it all. He's not pretending it's all been easy. He admits he still has bad days and struggles with anxiety.
Exactly, he's still human.
But he emphasizes feeling much more equipped to handle those negative thoughts now.
It makes his story so relatable, so hopeful for others going through something similar.
Definitely. It's so refreshing to hear someone in the spotlight be so real.
And it's important, showing it's okay to not be okay all the time, and that getting help and finding what works for you is actually a sign of strength.
I love that. And this wasn't some overnight change for him. He's been open about his struggles with weight and body image for years.
Yeah, didn't he talk about weight issues back in high school?
Yeah, and how performing helped him gain confidence.
Right. And there was that hilarious Instagram Live earlier this year where he was responding to fans' comments about his pandemic weight gain.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He's clearly got a good sense of humor about it all.
He does, and he seems really self-aware. It's so refreshing to see someone so public be so honest and have such a healthy attitude.
Definitely. It's not about reaching some impossible ideal. It's about progress and accepting yourself.
I like that. And that brings up another layer. His thoughts on emotional eating. He was pretty open about that after watching Oprah Winfrey's special on weight loss.
He was. He really connected with Oprah's discussion on it, even shared his own experiences of using food to cope, especially during stressful times or when he's jet-lagged.
I mean, imagine trying to stay healthy while touring with Queen. That catering backstage has got to be tempting.
Oh, I bet. Legendary, but maybe not for your waistline.
Right.
What?
But it highlights that even someone like Adam Lambert, with all the resources he has, faces these struggles.
We all do.
We do, but what I appreciate is his message about not judging others' weight loss methods.
Right. Whether it's through diet and exercise or medication.
Exactly.
It's crucial, especially in a world where everyone's quick to judge other people's bodies and choices.
Totally. He's advocating for more compassion and understanding.
And I think that's so important.
I agree completely. Okay, so we've heard about Adam's personal experience. Now let's get into some of the speculation about how he did it. These articles hint at some possible diet and exercise routines he might have followed. What do you think?
Well, it's all educated guessing, of course. But based on what we know about healthy weight loss, there are probably some key strategies involved. A balanced diet, lots of lean protein, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, that sort of thing.
Makes sense.
And some of the articles mention intermittent fasting, which has become quite popular for weight management.
Oh, that makes sense. And considering his performance schedule, I'd imagine exercise is a big part of it too.
Oh, absolutely. Have you seen those Queen concerts?
Intense.
The energy is unbelievable, so you know he's got to be in shape. Probably a mix of cardio for stamina, strength training for muscle tone, not to mention those dance rehearsals with Queen.
Wow, I'm exhausted just thinking about it.
Yeah, me too.
But on that note, his lifestyle is anything but sedentary. He's always on the move, touring, recording, appearances. How does someone keep up a healthy routine with a schedule like that?
It's got to be tough. I imagine it takes a lot of discipline and planning, probably involves things like making time for workouts while on tour, choosing healthy food options while traveling, and most importantly, prioritizing his mental well-being to manage stress.
He's definitely not going for quick fixes. He's in it for the long haul.
Right. It's all about making conscious choices and finding what works for you in the long run.
Absolutely. Sounds like he's found a great balance between his passion for performing and a healthy lifestyle. Really inspiring, honestly.
It is. And it's a good reminder that taking care of ourselves should always be a priority, no matter how busy we are.
Well said. Okay, so now let's talk about how the public's reacting to all this. It's been pretty positive overall, hasn't it?
It has. Fans are expressing a lot of admiration and they feel inspired. They see his journey as an example of self-love and empowerment. It's great to see that kind of support.
It is. But I'm sure there's been a mix of reactions, like with anything big a public figure does. What else have you noticed in the articles?
Well, along with all the positive stuff, some fans have brought up concerns about the possible health risks of losing weight too quickly or using medication to manage weight.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
It's important to remember that these medications should only be used with a doctor's supervision.
Definitely. It's awesome that Adam's being so open, but it's also key to keep in mind that everyone's body is different.
Exactly. What works for one person might not work for another.
Right. And there's also been some skepticism about whether he'll be able to keep this up long term.
Yeah, that's a valid question.
Maintaining weight loss takes constant effort. It's not easy.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Were there any comments in particular that stood out to you, like something really insightful or thought-provoking?
There are a few. One that caught my eye was about the connection between Adam's weight loss and his personal and creative growth.
Oh, interesting.
Some fans have noticed he seems to be radiating a newfound confidence, both on stage and just in his life in general.
I can see that. You know, for a performer like Adam, that inner confidence must really impact his stage presence. Have you noticed any connection to his artistry?
Definitely. People are talking about a change in his music and the artistic choices he's making. There's a feeling that his physical transformation is just one part of a bigger personal evolution he's going through.
Like it's all connected.
Exactly. It really shows how intertwined our physical, mental, and emotional well-being can be.
It makes sense. Taking care of ourselves on all levels can have a ripple effect. Speaking of which, has his style been part of the conversation too? I mean, he's known for his bold fashion choices.
Oh, for sure. Fans are loving how he's trying out different looks that show off his new physique.
He's always been a bit of a fashion rebel.
He has, and now it's like his confidence is shining through even more in his fashion choices.
That's awesome. He seems to be having fun with it.
Yeah, he does.
You know, while we're talking about confidence and expressing yourself, I want to go back to the medication thing for a second. Adam's been very open about using it.
He has.
What are your thoughts on the role of medication in weight loss and mental health?
It's definitely a complex issue.
It is.
It's great that Adams shared his experience with Monjaro. It sparked a conversation about this type of medication. They can be really helpful for some people, especially those struggling with metabolic issues or who haven't had success with traditional methods. Right, but it's crucial to remember that medications, like any medical intervention, should always be discussed with a healthcare professional.
Absolutely. It's about finding what's right for each individual. No one-size-fits-all solution.
Exactly. And like Adam emphasized, no judgment. Everyone's journey is different.
I love that message. It's so important.
What matters is that he's brought this conversation to the forefront.
He has.
Maybe it will encourage others to feel more comfortable seeking help or sharing their own stories.
It's a good reminder that we're not alone in this.
We're not. And actually, as we're talking about this, it occurs to me that Adam being open about using medication has started a wider discussion.
Oh, yeah.
Not just about weight loss, but about mental health, too.
Right. He didn't shy away from sharing his experience with antidepressants.
Exactly. And that's so powerful.
It is.
He's helping to destigmatize these topics.
Which can be so hard to talk about.
They can. And by being so open about his own experiences, he's creating space for others to feel more comfortable doing the same.
It's like he's saying, hey, it's okay to take care of your mental health. Just like it's okay to take care of your physical health.
They're both important.
They are. And they're connected.
Adam's story is a testament to that.
It is. So we've covered the positive reactions and some of the more nuanced ones to Adam's transformation.
Yeah.
It's clear this has sparked a lot of conversation.
Oh, definitely. Adam's journey has opened up some meaningful dialogues about health, well-being, and the complexities of personal change, especially when you're in the public eye.
For sure.
Oh,
It's a good reminder that we're all human.
We are. with our own struggles and our own triumphs.
So true. Okay, before we finish up this deep dive, there's one more thing I want to explore with you.
Go for it.
It's about the bigger picture, the ripple effects of Adam's story.
I'm listening.
Well, as we've been talking about, he's been incredibly candid about using medication for both weight loss and his mental health.
He has.
Do you think his openness could lead to a more accepting and compassionate dialogue about these topics in society?
That's a really interesting question. Having someone with his platform and influence speaking so openly about these often stigmatized issues is definitely a positive step.
Right. It's not something people always feel comfortable talking about.
Not at all. And the more we can normalize these conversations, the more we can create a culture of empathy and understanding.
And maybe, just maybe, we can shift towards a world where seeking help and putting your well-being first is seen as a strength, not a weakness.
I love that. That's a powerful vision.
It is. And I think Adam's story is helping to move us in that direction.
It really is inspiring to see.
Makes you think about the pressures of fame, how that can affect someone's well-being.
Especially in an industry that puts so much emphasis on looks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that makes Adam's decision to be so open about his struggles even more remarkable.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage.
She's challenging those expectations, showing that it's okay to be vulnerable.
And that vulnerability can actually be a strength.
It's a powerful message, and it seems to be resonating.
It is. He's showing that it's okay to not have all the answers, to ask for help, and to put your well-being first.
It's so important.
And by doing that, he's giving others permission to do the same.
It's like he's leading by example.
He is. It's a good reminder that we all have our own unique journeys.
And that there's no shame in asking for support or doing things differently.
Exactly. So we've really gone deep into Adam Lambert's transformation today.
We have. We've looked at it from all angles.
The personal side, the public reaction, the bigger picture.
And what I'm taking away from it is this. Transformation, whether it's personal or societal, often starts with just one step.
One step.
A willingness to challenge the norm and a commitment to being true to yourself.
Well said. Adam Lambert's story is a perfect example of that.
It really is. Thank you all for joining us on this deep dive into Adam Lambert's transformation.
We've loved exploring this with you.
And we hope you found it as informative and inspiring as we have.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.